The other day, I was literally in the shower, scrubbing my balls, and I got a FaceTime call, and I actually ended up answering it. As weird as that sounds, this story I'm about to tell you is really insane, so subscribe or you will never, ever get another FaceTime call. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to an insane story. So today's story all takes place back in my grade 11 year. Now, in grade 11, I remember I actually had an Android. As crazy as it was, I had an Android phone that was really not cool, and honestly, I will say this, if you have an Android, consider yourself some of the less cooler people of the world. I remember one time in grade 11 year, I ended up going to school, and when I was in school, I remember I ended up hanging out with me and my friends, and one of my friends walked up to me. He walked up to me and said, "Yo, Bubba, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, there's a crazy party tonight that's happening. I really want to bring you to it, bro. So you gonna show up or what?" Yeah, I'll be there. I don't mind." "Okay, sweet. Do you want to pick us up?" Yeah, sure. I'll pick you guys up." "Okay, sweet. We'll just call you up when the party's starting." Now, me getting invited to a party was nothing new. Obviously, since I had a car at the time and I was considered more popular than most, I would always get invited to these parties. But I remember the day of me going to the party was the most interesting day ever, because I remember when I got to that party, I ended up basically seeing all my friends and stuff, and I ended up seeing one girl that I actually didn't recognize. As funny as it was, I actually ended up walking up to her, and I basically ended up saying, "Hey, like, well, how's it going?" "Oh, hi. I never seen you before. Do you know the host?" Yeah, no, the host is a friend of mine. I never seen you before. Do you go to her school?" Me and her, we ended up talking, and she actually was from my school, and me and her actually got a conversation with a woman, because sometimes we have little to nothing in common. But me and this girl, for some reason, we had a lot in common in terms of, you know, morals, attributes, and also both of us enjoying doing the devil's tango. So as me and her got along and we started talking and basically, you know, got along with each other so well, it got to a point where I looked at her and said, "Hey, like, is it cool if I like get your number?" She ends up looking at me and she's like, yeah, sure, like, I don't mind." And then right then and there, when I pulled out my phone, she looks at my phone and sees an Android, and the look on this girl's face, I am not joking, made me never want to get an Android phone again. Because I remember she ends up grabbing my phone, puts her number in, and right as I get my phone back, she walks away. She literally just walks away. Even though we were still in the middle of a conversation, she walked away from me because she wasn't interested in me anymore because I had an Android. At that moment, I'm not gonna lie, I took that personally. Like, I thought my Riz was good enough that my phone didn't matter. But no, my Riz wasn't good enough. I needed to change my phone. And this wasn't the first time someone's made fun of me because of my phone, because like all the boys also back at school would always make fun of my phone. So I really just needed an upgrade. I remember that same day when I got home, all the boys were talking about how, like, you know, they had a fun time at the party, how, you know, they're talking about all the girls they met. I was just in my mind thinking, wow, I really just got walked away from because of my phone. So I remember over that same weekend, I ended up actually going to the Apple store and buying myself the newest iPhone. I drained my savings just so I could get a better iPhone, so I can get people off my back and not make fun of my phone anymore. I'm not gonna lie, it's crazy to say I got insecure because of my phone that I had, but honestly, I needed an upgrade anyway. There was no way I was gonna be the one person in my school that had a really bad Android. No offense, Android, if you're watching this, maybe we could talk about a sponsor and I'll maybe talk you guys up more. But other than that, you guys scarred me for life. Going on with the story, I remember on the Monday of, I ended up basically going to school. And when I got to school in it, and I always felt scared to like sit on it because I didn't want to, like, you know, damage the screen. I was being really overprotective about my phone because I bought the brand new iPhone XR at the time that was red. Yeah, the ones that say product red. I don't know what it's for, but it was red, so I considered it really cool. And I remember I would always carry this phone around, and a lot of my friends ended up seeing that I upgraded my phone, and all of them were getting pretty jealous. It was really cool to see how they actually interact with me differently because I had a different phone. I know this sounds really bizarre, but at the same time, back in high school, what wasn't weird? Going on with the story, I remember as I was like holding my phone and stuff, as I was holding it up and like use it, people would walk up to me and recognize the phone right away, because for some reason when something new comes out, everyone already knows about it. And basically these girls one time actually ended up walking up to me and they started looking at the phone being like, "Oh, like, can I hold it? I really want to like see it." Yeah, sure, go for it." I ended up handing them my phone and they were looking at it, freaking out about it, saying, "Oh my goodness, like, it's the red one, the product red." And like they got really excited over a phone, which I never really understood, but at the same time, like I said, high schoolers are just naturally weird. And I remember from there, as they were looking at my phone, more girls ended up showing up and basically started surrounding me because of my phone. Apparently, I was the only person in my school with the red iPhone, which is no shocker there because it literally released that weekend. But going on with the story, I remember from there, as more people were surrounding me, I ended up seeing the girl that I saw at the party earlier walk up to me. She walked up to me and said, "Oh, hey, Bubba. You got a new phone? Yeah, it was time for an upgrade, I guess. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. You should like call me. You want me to call you? Well, like not call, silly. I meant like FaceTime me. FaceTime? At this moment, I realized what was FaceTime. I started noticing how FaceTiming was the new calling, basically. No one actually ends up calling someone over their cell phone. People use FaceTime. Guys, that is a piece of advice that you never want to drop. Anytime you have a girl that you are interested in, FaceTime her. Don't call her. So I remember basically from there, when she told me to FaceTime her, that day, I remember I went home that day and started calling her. And I'm not joking when I say this. Me and her, we talked the same way like we did at the party, non-stop. We would always be on call talking, and there would be times where I would put my phone up, and basically as I'm playing video games with the boys, she would just be on FaceTime doing her nails or doing any other girly stuff that girls do. So obviously at this point, I'm not gonna lie to you. Me and her, we were on FaceTime, I gotta say, almost more than 12 hours a day. As crazy as that sounds, the most used app on my iPhone that year was FaceTime. And it was because I would always FaceTime this girl. But now this is where the story gets really, really freaky. Because I remember one time when I was on FaceTime, I ended up, okay, cool. So like, do you want me to just call you back later? What do you mean call me back? Just bring me into the shower, silly. You want me to bring you into the shower? Yeah. Why? Is that weird? No, it's not weird. No, I've done that before. I lied to her. I've never done that before. And I was actually panicking because I did not know if this was the new norm, apparently. But I remember at that moment, I ended up bringing my brand new iPhone into the shower. I propped it up against the shower where she saw my entire eggplant. And honestly, I ended up just taking a shower. I'm not joking. As weird as it was, I was taking a shower. And I remember as I was looking towards my iPhone, I would see that she also went into the shower, propped her phone up, and I got a full view of her showering as I was showering. This was the most weirdest thing ever. And I'm going to say this right now. None of you guys should ever do this. It is not smart. But I'm not going to lie. Me and her, we ended up showering on FaceTime together. And it was actually kind of weird because I did not know what to do. And she was just like, you know, doing her thing as if this was all totally normal. And I remember it got to the point where, I'm not going to lie to you, from me looking at her for so long, I ended up getting bricked over FaceTime in the shower. It's the most weirdest and bizarre thing to ever say on this channel, I think, but I'm being for real with you. I had no idea what I was doing. I remember throughout the shower though, it got to a point as well where she basically saw me and she started getting, I guess, like, you know, attracted to like me being in the shower. And let's just say some crazy things happened that I can't say because obviously YouTube monetization, I don't want to disobey any rules. But yeah, let's just say we basically did like the devil's tango over FaceTime. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you know, you know. Anyways, going on from there, I remember that was happening, and basically I shared a bathroom with my parents as well. So I remember as like that was happening, my mom ends up walking into the bathroom as if like, you know, everything was normal, and she sees me on my phone beating my eggplant as I was in the shower. Yeah, it was hard to explain to my mom what I was doing with my phone in the shower, but let's just say I ended up getting grounded and not allowed to bring my phone anywhere near the bathroom because, well, I ended up staying in there way too long and using too much water. But I'm not gonna lie though, at least I had a good time. Other than that, follow for more embarrassing stories. Peace out, guys.